Hi everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified, and today we'll start on the array. So as we have discussed earlier that first we'll go through the insert, like how to insert element in the array. Then we will learn how to delete an element in the array. And then we'll do the multiple searching algorithms or sorting algorithms on array, and then we'll do some other operations. So one by one we'll solve all the problems, and in this particular tutorial we'll learn how to insert the element in the array, right? So array is basically a combination of a particular same data type, right? For example, in this case it's a combination of five integer data type. So in an array we can have the same data type. It cannot contain some element from integer or some element from string or the characters, right? It should be the same data type, right? And we uses the index on defining array starting from the zero. So like the first element will contain at the zeroth index, then at the first index, then the second index, then the third index, then the fourth index, right? So the index varies till n minus 1, where n is the length. Like in this case the length is 5, right? So we define the array like this: int a equals to new int 5. So this represents the size of an array, right? So whenever we define array, we gives the size, that this is the size of an array. So as we discussed in the previous data structure chapter also, that this is some cones of the array, that it is necessary to define the size at the starting. But let's say if sixth element comes, then we could not insert the element because we are bound to insert only the five values. So for the sixth values, we need to define an array again. So we would say like int a equal to new int 10 or maybe 20, right, as per the new requirement of the size. So later we'll know that how we can remove this thing in the linked list. But for now, as we are studying the array, let's put it into this. So for the more information on array, like how to define, declare, you can visit our another series on Java tutorial, where we have studied on array completely, like how to define and declare the single dimensional array and the multi-dimensional array and all the things regarding array, right? So in this chapter we won't go in deep on array, and we'll start from the inserting the array. So to insert the element in the array, we have the following possibilities. Either we want to insert or we can insert data at the end if we have the size limit. So let's say if this size is 10, or if the size is 10, right, then we can insert the element at the end using the index, fifth index, so a5 will be here. Or we can insert element at the starting, right? So if we at the zeroth index, so if we insert element at the starting, then we need to shift these element, like 12 will be then at the index 1. So all element will be shifted by 1, right? So it will be, if I compare and if I put, so this will be like then this. So my first index will be then this will become a1, right? A1 and then a2 and like this, right? So by this way I can add the element at the starting, or I can insert the element at the middle or at the given position. So they can say, okay, insert the element at the third position, right? So if you insert element at the third position like here, then this 45 will be shifted to fourth position. So if you are inserting element at the starting or at the middle, then you need to shift the all the element till the end, one by one, right? Yeah, so this is the thing we need to remember. And when you are inserting at the end, then there is no need to shift. Only the size limit should be there till, or we should have this limit. Like in this case we have 10 limit size, 10 element size. so we won't face any problem, right? So this is we need to take care. So now let's come to the coding part. So first declare the array and define the array. So let's say integer a, we are taking it integer, and we are defining the size as 5. So our array size is 5, right? So we define using new. So int a equals to new int 5. So this is declaring and defining array. And a dot length. So a dot length is a variable which gives you the length of the array. So like in this case, a dot length will be 5 because the size of this length is 5, right? So all these things we have covered in our Java tutorial series. So you can see there also for more information. And if you print the value of the array, so if you run this program right now, this will give you 0, because by default, as soon as you declare the array, or as soon as you create the object of an array, it gives you the 0 values, right? Or it stores the 0 value. Now we'll learn how to insert the values. So as you know, it start from the index 0. So a0 will be, let's say, 12, right? So we have insert the value 12 at the first place, or the 0th index, and a1, let's say, 34, and a2 equals to, let's say, 15, right? So we have inserted the value at the 0th, first and second index, right? And if you run this program right now, then you will see that it has inserted the value 12, 34, 15, and rest values are 0, 0, right? Because we haven't inserted the values, and by default it is taking this as 0. So now again, if you insert the value at the third index or the fourth place, let's say this, and let's say 4 equals to 48, and if you run this program now, then this will give you the all array values. So 12, 34, 15, 67, and 48, right? But if you try to insert the value at the fifth index, which is a sixth place, right, and let's say 56, so and if you run this program, this will give you array index out of bound exception, because we have declared the array size as 5, but we are trying to insert the sixth element. Then it will give you an array, which is, or it will give you an exception of array index out of bound. Means out of bound means you have size 5, but you are trying to insert at the sixth place, which is wrong, right? So you cannot insert the values at this place. So let's remove this, right? So this is how we insert the values at the end, right? So why the end? Because we are inserting the value at the end, like we started with the 0th index, like first place, then we inserted the value at second place, then third place, then fourth place, and then fifth place, right? So we have seen how to insert the values at the end and how to print the values, right? So we can use the index values and a dot length. So a dot length gives the variable length of the array, right? So this was how to insert values at the end. So this is the way how to insert the values, and rather than inserting the values one by one, we can also insert the values using for loop. So you can say this is, we have another int j equals to 0, then j less than a dot length again, and then j plus plus, and then you can say a j equals to, and let's say g, right? So so what it will do, it will start from the 0th index. So it will store a0 equals to 0, then a1 equals to 1, then a2 equals to 2 until index 4th. So a4 will be 4th, and after then it will out from this loop, and then it will print the values. So if you run this program, it will give you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in this way also we can insert the values. We can also create a insert method, and then we can use that. So rather than this, first create an object of this class. So let's say we have insert object O and new. So we have created an object, and now let's create a method. So let's create a public insert method, public void. So just give o dot insert, and in this first give the array variable, and then give the values you want to insert. So let's say I want to insert j, the value of the index value, and then similarly here you should provide the so array int a, and then int value which you want to insert. And now so here you can we can do one thing, that let's declare a count variable, the global variable, and let's declare this a, and let me declare this variable. So global count, global int variable count equal to 0. Even if we don't declare this 0 in Java, it takes default value as 0, right? The global variable, it takes default value as 0. So now whenever you and then increment this value after inserting the value. So what it will do, first it will first we have declared the insert element object, right? And then we have defined an array, and till the length a dot length means till the 5 length we are inserting the value of j. So first when we are hitting the insert, uh, it it comes here, it says count because count is 0 at the starting, right? The count is 0. So but okay, by default the value is 0, but even let's declare it as 0. So count is 0, so it will say a0 equals to value, so value is 0. Now after that, or let's say declare me j plus 1, so value will be now 1. After that count will become 1. Now in the next loop, in the next iteration, it will send me the a and j plus 1, so that will be 2, right? And then it will insert a1 equals to value. And similarly we can also have a print method. So rather than say void print, so which will print all the values of the array. So let's declare, put it like this way, and where the right. So and here you can similarly say o dot print and give a, right? So when you will call the print, then it will take a variable, a array variable, and till the a dot length it will print all the values, right? So like in this case, so it will insert the values till a dot length, till last values, and then it will print. So run this program, and you can see that it is printing 1 to 5, right? Because we are inserting values j plus 1. So this was the way of inserting through method and then print. Now we'll see how to insert values at the starting. When we are inserting the values at the start, then we need to remember this thing, that first, because your element will insert at this position at 0th index, so we need to shift these values one by one. So this 12 will come to at 1th index and 23 will come to this index, right? So what we will do, we'll start from the end and we'll copy the 11 at this position, then we'll copy 45 at third index, then we'll copy 23 at this position, and then we will copy 12 at this position, and then at the end we will insert the a0 equals to value what you want to insert, right? So this way we'll insert the values. So now come to the coding, and let's create a one function insert at. So if you insert at start, and let me give it public void insert at, right? So what all need to be give, first you need to give the array where you want to insert, and then the values which you want to insert at the start, right? And what you will do, as I explained there, that you need to copy. So int I equals to, take it, int I equals to a dot length minus 1, int I equals to a dot length minus 1, then say I greater than 0, and then I minus minus, right? Because we need to travel only till 1 I equals to 1, because we'll say and then do a then write a I equals to, right, a I equals to a I minus 1, right? So by this way what we will do, because this will start from I equal to 4, so a4 equals to a3, because fourth is the last index, right? So we'll copy a4 equals to a3, then a3 equals to a2, then a2 equals to a1, then a1 equals to a0, and it will go till I equals to 1, and then after that it will exit, and then print, and then insert the values at the starting well, right? So this is how we can insert the values, and you can execute the functions from here, like o dot insert at start, and a and value, let's say I want to insert 34, right? And then let's again print the values, and let's see whether the whether this is true or not. So what we are doing, first we are creating an array, then we are printing it, then we are inserting at the start, and then we are again printing it. So when you are inserting at the start till a dot length, right? We can also give count value also, because count is still count value is also a dot length. So but we are using here a dot length, because count is useful when your array length size is too much. You have already defined like 100 or 200, right? But you have inserted the value only till count. So this is, then count is very useful in that case. So rather than a dot length, we can also give here count. So if you run this program, this will give you this value, because this was the starting inserted value, and then we have inserted at the start. So as you can see that it has copied and it has shifted one index, and it has right 1 2 3 4, and because the last values the size was only till 5, so now it has removed, and it has now 34 1 2 3 4. So by this way we can insert the values, and even if you give one more value, so let's say, let's copy it, and if you give one more values like 56, and if you print the values, then you can see it has shifted 56, because first we inserted 34, then we inserted 56, so the values has been shifted. So by this way we can insert the values at start of the array. So same way we can also insert the element at the given position. So let's say I want to insert the element at the second index. So let's say if I want to insert the 67 at this position, so what I will do, I need to shift these 45 and 11 by one position, right? So we'll start from the end, and first we'll copy this 11 to the last position, this position, then we'll copy to 45 to 11, and then we'll insert to 67 to this position, right? So by this way we'll solve the problem. So let's come to coding part now. So let's say this is our the program. Now we'll write a program. So let's say public insert at position. So this will be, now first we'll take the variable, and then we'll take the position, and we will take the values which you want to insert, and this will be void. Now so the same thing we'll do for the shifting what we have done for the insert at start. So int I equals to, now count -1, we'll start from the end, we'll go till position, and then we'll do I minus minus, right? And for AI, so it will start from the end, so we'll do AI and AI -1. So let's say if I want to insert the values at second index or at the third position, so what I will do, or dot insert at position, then A, then position, let's say second index, and then value 20, right? So it means I want to insert the values at second index. So first it will start from I equal to 4, so I4 will be I3, and then it will minus minus, then A3 equals to A2, right? And then we'll exit from the loop, and then we'll insert, and then we will insert the values A position and equals to well, right? Because this is our position, so position is 2, so A4 equals to A3, then A3 equals to A2, so I will be then 2, and position is 2, then it will exit and it will insert A2 equals to a value which is 20, and then check by printing the values whether the values has been added or not, and run this program. So when you run this program, then you can see that earlier the values were 1 2 3 4 5, then we have inserted the 20 at the second index. So the second index means third position, so the value has been added this. Suppose if you want to insert at the 0th index or the first index, so just run this program, and then you will see that 20 has been added to the this position. But if you give the wrong index, let's say 7, and run this program, then this will give you the error index out of, or error index out of bound exception, right? Because this is not valid index, right? So friend, this was all about the insert elements in an array. So we have checked on the how to insert element at the end, or at the start, or at the given position. So we just need to take care of the shifting, that we need to shift the element by one. So this is the problem in array, that because your size are fixed, so inserting and deletion is very uh, problematic, right? Because we need to shift every time we are inserting the values at given position. So the same thing we'll see in the next tutorial, which is where we will delete the element in an array. So thank you friends, and please like and subscribe the channel, and see the next tutorial. And for more information you can visit the codingsimplified.com. So till then, bye bye.